The positive relationship between the EVSC and the Evansville Teachers Association has been shown through the collaborative process of creating equity schools and other initiatives. The National Education Association recently recognized Evansville and the equity school model through this national promotion.
The Equity Schools Project is really a product of a collaborative arrangement between the school corporation and the union here in Evansville. We started talking a little over a year ago about a process that would enhance the opportunities for children from chronically underperforming schools.
Through that process, it was some intense time between both organizations, making sure that we hammered out all of the needs from each organization so that in the end everyone could come together with a project that we could all buy into.
Through the bargaining process, we decided that we would concentrate on 3 schools. We looked at our 3 lowest performing schools, and we took the data over a long period of time. We took those 3 schools and we offered out to everyone who was on staff, the teaching staff, that they could go through an academy.
Keith Gambill is president of the Evansville Teachers Association and has been instrumental in the positive relationship between the EVSC and ETA. Keith, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Thank you for the invitation.
Well, it's great working with you. But let's talk about the equity school model specifically. What is it?
The equity schools model, we targeted 3 of the lowest performing schools in the district, and it was a way of embracing the teachers and the work that they do in the classroom and helping to empower them to make changes within their buildings.
Okay, so structurally, how are the equity schools different than a traditional school?
One of the things that we asked for them to do was to extend the school year, and they could extend that for students up to 10 to 20 days additional for student work. Additionally, there were 5 data days for teachers, which were very important so that they could actually look at results that they were getting from work that the students were doing and able to inform instruction based on those results.
And things are going well?
Absolutely. We're seeing very positive things come out of these schools, and we're very excited with the outcomes that we're looking at long range.
NEA has embraced this.
Absolutely.
From a national perspective. Why is this unique to Evansville?
For us, and I think even nationally, and why NEA took notice of this was because of the way that the association worked hand in hand with the local school district in creating this model. And it really embraced what the teachers were doing in the classroom and moving that forward for children.
So this wasn't a traditional top-down type of mandate, either from a federal, state, or even from a local perspective?
Absolutely not. And there was a great deal of time spent in each one of the schools working with those teachers to help create this model and bringing that information back as the association and the district met together to finalize the plan.
Why is collaboration important?
I think in the end we're all in this for the same reason, and that's to improve the lives of our children. And when we are able to work together and build a solid foundation, our relationship, then the improvements that we make there have a huge impact on the children.
So the common belief shared across the state and the country is that these relationships are contentious and that these union labor management relationships are not productive for schools. I believe what you're describing is counter to that belief.
Absolutely. It's amazing to me sometimes to hear others that aren't familiar with our process describe what they believe is happening, and oftentimes we are jointly sitting around a table bouncing ideas off of one another, trying to figure out new ways to approach the job that we do, and that isn't the word that we hear on the street about the efforts between a teachers association and their district.
So in other words, it doesn't matter who's right, but what's right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How have the teachers overall responded to this kind of collaborative spirit?
I think when you look at the vote totals when we take these packages back to our membership to vote on their approval of changes in the contract, and they pass so overwhelmingly, it really shows that the teachers are confident in what is being proposed and ready to move forward.
So there has to be a high level of trust.
Absolutely.
And that doesn't happen overnight. I mean,
No, it doesn't. And we work to educate our members as to the topics that are coming before them. We try to meet as often as we can with our members to explain the direction that we're headed and keep them informed.
Keith, we've talked recently, obviously, the national and state discourse around various agendas, from the reauthorization of No Child Left Behind to the state agenda. It's important this relationship continues for our children. So regardless of what happens at those levels, we want to continue this relationship.
Absolutely, and I certainly look forward to that. When the Speaker of the House was in Evansville, I made sure that when I spoke with him that I pointed out the work that we're doing here. And while it may be unique in the state, I firmly believe that it's reproducible in other parts of the state.
I agree. Thank you for being with us, and thanks for all the
Absolutely.
work you do for our kids.
Thank you.
When we come back, an Evansville business leader weighs in on the importance of collaboration between school districts and teachers union and the community.